Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
Welcome, everybody, to Stay Tuned Sports here on Sunday Night Football, as Crafty is, once again, letting his opinions of the intros be known. He says, well, to be fair, sitting through one of your intros is comparable to entering a space warp, so I guess it makes sense. Welcome, everybody, again to Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and we're here to watch the Seattle Seahawks take on the Washington Redskins wearing their Super Bowl-era uniforms, which is Redskins and everything except for the fact that they left old Two Guns off there. But we have him up here. We're not going to disrespect the Chief. And we have him there proudly shown. Great to see Chief Two Guns. I don't think he was a chief, but still. Two Guns, great guy. He was the basis for the Indian head nickel. He's the basis for the Redskins logo, drawn by a Blackfoot. Blackie Wetzel, I believe, was the gentleman who drew it. So there we go. But that's what we have. Seattle wearing their throwbacks. Washington wearing their throwbacks, as it were. Crafty says, is there another intro? Shut. It's not another intro. Stop. You just say, stop it. Stop it. Crafty gets so mad. He gets so mad. He gets so mad at all the intros. He gets so mad. But thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Redskins in everything except for the Redskin mascot. So, I guess, what are you going to do? But again, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like this particular channel, this program, and what we do here, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button. And if you're brand new here, hit that subscribe, as we are on the way to 1,000 subscribers to go ahead and hopefully be monetized by the overlords of YouTube, Google, and Alphabet. All three of those particular entities, I guess they got to be working in conjunction there and help us out. If you want to help us out in a little bit more direct fashion, you know, since we don't have the ability to have memberships or do any super chats or anything as of yet, we have to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark to do that. Go ahead and to the top of the chat, or the description below, we have a link for our donation station where you can go ahead and donate any amount of money. If you donate more than $110, you will get your name in the ticker. Right now, Pecan leads the way with $110 donated. You can go ahead. You do more than that, your name goes down there. Fantastic, wonderful, peaceful, fantastic, wonderful. You'll get a Nobel Peace Prize. Fantastic, wonderful. I'm just going to keep on saying fantastic and wonderful until you get tired. Yell us in the chat. Thank you so much. Also, the merch store. Top of the chat, description below, link as well. Brand new shirt in there, by the way. This week, decided to do it, and I think you're going to like it. Of course, I think you do. Fuck the refs. That shirt is available right now here in the store. And again, it's pre-pixelated. You don't have to worry about having an offensive word on your shirt. It is already printed in the pixelated fashion, but you can still let your thoughts be known, as every NFL fan should in every stadium. Fuck the refs. Hoodie and t-shirt, both available right now over in the merch store. Link in the top of the chat and description below. Or you can go to bit.ly. That's bit.ly/stay tuned merch. That's bit.ly stay tuned merch. Jerry Wasserman. Wasserman? Jerry Wasserman in the chat says, thanks. How you doing, brother? Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Great. I don't know. I'm losing my ability to speak. I've done 2 games already. This is the 3rd game that we're doing here on Stay Tuned Sports. I'm losing my ability to speak. Crafty says that the Jaguars winning and the Chiefs losing has dropped the Chiefs out of a playoff spot for the time being. Ooh, we're going to be halfway through the season, and the Chiefs not in a playoff spot. When's the last time that happened? I can't tell you. I'm sure somebody can. There's stats out there. It was probably, 8, 9 years ago, something like that. And this is nothing alcohol. This is just Diet Turkey Hill iced tea. Nothing alcoholic in there. I'm not going to be a drunken degenerate tonight. I got to be able to. I got to focus. I got to be able to still stay with you here, and that's why I don't have that. Crafty says, "Wash your man. No wonder you struggle to get subs." Thanks a lot for. Why you got to make fun of my speech impediment, Crafty? Just because I'm from Jersey? By the way, since I was saying that this is just iced tea and everything, I got to keep my wits about me. No alcohol, no anything like that. Speaking of which, since we're doing 3 games today, I got to tell you about this, all right? Have you tried to stream 3 games in a day? Have you ever tried to do that? It's rough. Or just staying up all night to study. You got something to do at work. I know ELS is still young enough to be going to school or college or something of that nature. Still got that. Everybody works. You got some night shifts you got to do, working, playing games, just screwing around at night. Whatever you're doing, Dubby has got your back there. Dubby is packed with vitamins and science-backed neurofactor. Whoom. Helps you out there. Boost your brain and your body without the junk. All these other energy drinks, man, they got all that sugar. They got all that artificial flavors. They got all the stuff that make you get all jittery like a crackhead. Dubby does not do that to you. It has got the vitamins and it's got the neurofactor that helps you out when you need it. So whether you're streaming 3 games in a day like I am right now, whether you're going lifting, whether you're smashing buttons on your controller, or you're just smashing in a bedroom, ladies and gentlemen, Dubby, they got you. Go to w.gg right now and use code STSports. Get 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG. And don't forget the code STSports for your discount. Dubby, be better. And so Washington, the Skins are going to get the ball first here. And that gets to about the 9, returned to the 25, 26-yard line, and pushed back. Boy, this game looks beautiful already. As we see the Skins take the field there, Jaden Daniels. Scary Terry is not on the field tonight and may not be for the Lions game next week and may not even be for the Madrid game against the Dolphins. So keep your eye out for that. Terry McLaurin might be out for the next 3 games at least. Oh, we got, Sunday Night Trivia. I forgot about that. ELS always helping us with the primetime game trivia here on Stay Tuned Sports. Jaden Daniels is going to pull that down and runs for a gain of 3 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd and 7. ELS had given the categories, and Crafty had said, hey, listen, ELS, the only way I'll tolerate a Major League Baseball category is if the questions are name a sport that's boring as F. Oh, Daniels gets pressured again, escapes, and he gets, again, about a gain of 2 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 5. So, again, Daniels might have been sacked there, but instead escapes. Damn, this game looks good. It just looks beautiful. It just needs 2 guns on the helmet. That's it. That's the only thing missing. Man in motion on 3rd and 4, they say. Daniels looks, throws. It's going to be caught. Zach Ertz catches it at the 40-yard line. Doesn't get kind of rolled up, but it's all right because he still makes the catch and the reception. First down, Redskins. Chip in the chat says, first of all, go Steelers. I had 0 expectations for that game, and we won. That's really good. For this game, go Seahawks. All right, Chip. Now we know where your loyalties lie on this particular game, and thank you so much for joining us in the chat, Chip. And again, Steelers had that game in control and then almost kind of gave it away at the end. So you got to, congratulations, Steelers won, but got a little nail-bitey at the end. Daniels again getting pressured, throws towards the sideline, incomplete. Bates was the intended receiver, almost got it on a couple of bounces, but falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. And as far as this game, I think the Seahawks. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Seahawks should win this game, but the way the rest of this week is gone, who knows? I know I'm losing. I know my picks are not doing well. I know my picks are not doing well. I don't. Daniel's here on 2nd and 10. He completes that. Debo, he gets, about 3 yards on that particular carry, but we got our flag down. First flag of this particular game. What do we got, Mr. Official? Personal foul, blindside block on the Redskins. That's going to be 15 yards. That's a big penalty. I don't know about that. Hey, Redskins fans, fuck the ref shirts available. bit.ly/stay tuned merch. That's bit.ly/stay tuned merch. Link is in the top of the chat and in the description below. Hoodies and t-shirts available. Just saying. Oh, Lloyd, hey, you're in the chat. How you doing? Oh, I didn't even see you come in. Sorry, Lloyd. Sorry. Jaden Daniels pulls it down on 2nd and 25, and he's going to gain 2-3 yards on that particular scramble. So it's going to be 3rd and 21. They gave him 4 yards. They gave him a lot of yards on that one. Again, when it comes to spotting the ball, I have no idea, apparently. I just have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Lloyd says, are they singing Hail to the Redskins? I don't think they are. I think the fans are. I think the fans will. They officially, at the stadium, they'll play the Hail to the Commanders or whatever the fuck they do. But for the fans, I think the fans are going to be singing. I don't think they ever stop singing Hail to the Redskins. So 3rd and 21. 3rd and the Beltway there. Throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. That's going to be caught by Ertz back up at the 40-yard line, which is about the original line of scrimmage. And even short of that, 4th and 13 is the official mark, and the Skins will have to punt. ELS in the chat says, P.S. Go Redskins, not the Commanders. Cough, cough, Lloyd, cough, cough. So, after a first down and then a questionable blindside block penalty on the Redskins, they're going to have to punt the ball away here and give it to Seattle, wearing the beautiful throwback royal blue uniforms. That kick goes all the way down, fair caught at the 10-yard line, and that is where the Seahawks will start. If you love to try, I'm going to get all we're going to get is the Capital One commercials now? Like, we're not going to get, at least give me the MasterCard commercials with Olivia Rodrigo. Come on, guys. Come on, guy. Come on, Peacock. What are we doing? By the way, since we're at a commercial break, we have question number 1 on the night coming here from ELS on his primetime football trivia, as apparently there is a siren parade going by my house here. Question 1. This is in the category of NFL career paths, going from Florida State to the Falcons, to the Giants, to the Bills, to the Saints, and then to the Ravens. I think so, Lloyd. I think it'll get there. I think we kind of discussed that when they announced the Super Bowl era uniforms back in what was it, June or July, when they announced it, me and Jimbo in that episode. And I think there's a short floating around here, us talking about it. And Jimbo, and both I and Jimbo agreed that this felt like a toe dip in the water of what's the feeling? What is this gonna be like? And right now, like, I got to say, the overall feeling from everybody is great, but where's Two Guns? Where's our guy? And without having Two Guns on there, I think people are like, this is fine. This is good. Step in the right direction. But let's go. On the question, let's see, career path. Started at Florida State. I went to was drafted by the Falcons. Then went to the Giants. Then went to the Bills. Then to the Saints. Then to the Ravens. I don't know. Not Eli Apple. I don't know. He was bad. I actually don't know. I do not know that. I do not know that, Lloyd. Not Lloyd, ELS. I have no idea. We'll see, Lloyd. We'll see how they decide to go ahead and go forward with it. Again, I think this is that toe in the water, and we'll see where it goes from there. Because here's the thing. If they decide to change it back, you're going to have to prepare yourself for the blowback of that, because there's going to be a wave against it. You know that. So I think they have to understand that as well. It has to be more positive than negative for them to think about doing it. Walker with the run there on first down gets 6 yards, 2nd and 4. Darnold throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. And that's a first down. Torrey Holton with the catch there. Yeah, ELS, I have no idea. 1st and 10 for the Seahawks from the 29. That was going to be JSN, does a bit of an end around, and he's going to get a first down. Pushed out finally at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Seahawks at the 40. Darnold throws towards the sideline. That looks like that's court. Court? That looks like that's court. It's caught by Horton. They're going to call personal foul, chop block on the Seahawks. Oust. They call the fullback with what? That's a wow. I don't know about that one, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, there's only one thing I got to say. Available right now. Link in the top of the chat or description below. Stay Tuned Sports Merch Store. bit.ly/Stay Tuned Merch. Hoodies and t-shirts available. Darnold. Over the middle, that's going to be caught there on 1st and 25. Gets it down to the 38-yard line. Does JSN. Lloyd says he's thinking that the Redskins PR, the Washington PR, has to develop a good excuse to deal with it. That's why I think Josh Harris keeps on saying no to going back to the name, because he's thinking of a counter excuse to deal with the heat that's going to come from the blowback of it. And before the play even starts, we have a flag down. Full start on the Seahawks. Good to see the cowboy collar coming back. Yeah, Dan Snyder said he would never change the name from the Redskins, but once sponsors said, "Oh, we're going to take away the money," changed his mind real goddamn quick. 2nd and 17. Thrown, caught by Njigba, and that's going to be about 2 yards short, 3 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 3. This was a 1st and 25 after the terrible chop block penalty called by the officials. And the Seahawks, even then after an offsides, knocking it to 2nd and 17, have gotten to a 3rd and 3. So it's a very 3rd and manageable here. Devontae Freeman played for the Giants? Did he really? Why don't I remember that? 3rd and 3. Darnold, he's got time, throws, and he completes it. And then it's fumbled. Or was he down? Barner, A.J. Barner, the tight end, gets the catch. It's a 1st and 10 anyway, whether he fumbled it or not. Whether he was down or not, he recovered it anyway. So 1st and 10 for the Seahawks from the Washington 44-yard line. I remember Devontae Freeman too. I just didn't know he played for the Giants. That had to be for like a mouse's fart amount of time here. Ken Walker with a huge run on 1st down, and he gets another 1st down for the Seahawks as they are now down at the Redskins' 32-yard line. Oh, 2020. Well, maybe that's why. There was a lot of things I put out of my mind from 2020. God, those Redskins uniforms look so good. Like, even with the name change, they should have never changed the uniforms. Like, that's the other thing. Why would they do that? Walker, boy, on 1st and 10, gets about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Lloyd's like, yeah, what a year. That's why I don't remember the Giants part. Yeah, I honestly, now that I think about it, I think I remember when that happened, but he didn't do much here when he was with the Giants. He might have gotten injured, I think, early on in the year, if I remember correctly. Darnold, it's going to be another handoff here to Walker, and he's going to get stopped about half a yard short of the 1st down. 3rd and 1 upcoming. Lloyd says, "Don't." I know, but like, just looking at it from what happened, like we know the name changed and they changed the uniform and the logo, all that kind of stuff. Knowing that that is what happened, if they just would have changed to like these uniforms, I think a lot of people would have been a little bit more. It would have went over differently, I think. Ball start on the Seahawks on 3rd and 1, going to make it 3rd and 6. And we're already got 4 flags here in this game already. So strap in, folks. We got 4 flags and 2 of them are bad. No, there was a lot already going around besides, like, changing the name didn't do anything to remove Snyder. Snyder's problem wasn't even the SA stuff. Snyder's problem was when he got caught basically lying on the books and keeping 2 different books and cooking the books to get more revenue shared money from the NFL than he was owed. And that's going to be caught and a 1st down and more for Walker down to about the 12 or 11. 13. They're going to mark him down at the 13, but it's a 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. There was a lot. There was already a lot. There was the workplace environment, the toxic environment, the inappropriate workplace interactions with female staff and with the cheerleaders, There was the cooking the books and having the 2 different books. There was everything. The name change, I think, was a distraction. He tried. I was like, okay, we're getting a lot of pressure from this, and with everything else that's happening, throws. Thought that might have been a pick, but instead it's incomplete. But pass interference is going to be the call against the Redskins on this one. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 3. So I don't know. Again, you got to remember the BLM riots and the BLM stuff was happening at that time, and that's where a lot of the pressure came from, and why a lot of the sponsors decided to pull and said, if you don't change the name, we're pulling. FedEx, I think, was the biggest one, which is funny because then when Josh Harris got in there, they switched stadium naming rights anyway to Northwestern Insurance. So that's kind of funny. But when they said they were going to pull, that's when Snyder changed the name. How do I even have 8 wins with this week? My God. Hands off to Walker on 1st and goal from the 3, and he's going to get stopped for maybe no gain, if maybe lost a yard. And indeed, he did lose a yard. Back from the 3 to the 4. 2nd and goal upcoming for the Seahawks. Lloyd says, no, the NFL did not change him. No, the NFL didn't tell him to change the name. The sponsors did. The NFL, I think Goodell was encouraging it from unofficial channels. If you go back and look some of the statements that Goodell made, and the NFL was encouraging it, but never officially told them to change it. No. Throws caught! Touchdown, and we got flags in the end zone. Horton with the reception. Is it a touchdown or not? The flag's on the Redskins. Pass interference on the Redskins. Decline. Touchdown, Seattle. And that makes 6 flags. Yeah, 6 flags over Washington. Or Landover in this case. And the Seahawks get a touchdown on the board. Extra point upcoming here from the left hash mark. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and it is good, and it is a full 7-0 lead for the Seahawks over the Washington Redskins on Sunday Night Football. Redskins are going to get the ball next up here on the kickoff. Lloyd in the chat says, if Washington loses here, this only grows the Hail to the Redskins movement. I'm not sure. And if the Commodores, I don't know if they win, maybe it gets like, hey, see how much better they played in the uniforms. Look at that. Maybe the uniform look good, play good, feel good, that kind of thing. Look good, feel good, play good. That's what I was looking for. So we'll see. Question 2 from ELS here. Again, doing an NFL career path because nobody got the last one, so nobody will get this one. Arizona State went to the Cincinnati Bengals and then to the Los Angeles or Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders. Don't know, so we still don't have a time period that we can know or who that was. It wasn't Jake Plummer, that's for sure. Arizona State to the Bengals. And to the Raiders. Munoz never played for anybody else. I don't even. Did Munoz go to Arizona State? I don't even know. I have no idea. Is this offense? Is this defense? Is this 30 years ago? Is this 5 years ago? I have no idea. That's so little information to go on. It's like, who the fuck knows, ELS? I have no idea. I'm not even going to try to answer any of these career path questions because I have none of them are. I don't know any of them. Ask old Frank the Tank from Barstool. He'll know. Lloyd says the Commanders won't win favor if they have a losing season. I don't think whether they win or lose has an impact on this particular issue. Because here's the thing. They won last year. They made it to the NFC Championship game last year, and people still hate calling them the Commanders. People still don't want to call them that. People are still asking, and especially with this uniform now, are asking, just come back with the name. Like, again, so you have a team that went to the NFC Championship game, and people aren't like, well, they got to the NFC Championship game with the name Commanders. We're going to stick with Commanders. Everybody's still like, all right, they made it to the NFC Championship game, but that name still fucking blows. Got to get a different name. So that's what it feels like. Lloyd says he thinks it's a QB. He says he remembers him. It's not Plummer. Is it? No, Plummer. No, because Plummer started off with the Broncos. So it's not Palmer because he was from USC. Luke McCaffrey already listed as out with a shoulder injury. So, Luke McCaffrey out. Oh, linebacker from Arizona State. No, Taquio Spites went to the Bills. I no idea. No idea. Handoff here on first down for the Redskins. Gain of 2 yards. Oh, Bill Krosky Merritt. Second and 8 from the 22. Play action. Pulled down by Daniels, and he's going to get about 2 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up from the 28. No, again, ELS, I don't have a clue. I don't know if anybody's. Daniels throws. Zach Ertz get it, climbed the ladder, got it at the highest point, came down with a catch, but we have a flag. Holding on to say, oh, did they say no catch? I guess, because if it was a catch, it would have been fine. So I guess no catch. So it's a 5-yard holding penalty on the Seahawks, and it gives them a first down for the Redskins. And we're at 7 flags already, and we are not even out of the first quarter. Oh, Vontez Perfect. I didn't know he went to Arizona State. I didn't know he played for the Raiders. Chiefs fan 24/7 says, why are you criticizing did I criticize? I didn't criticize anybody. Seattle happens to be a center for that particular organization, so I put it in. I always put a goofy name or something off, like with the thing. Like I called the Giants today. What did I call the Giants today? Beautiful team for something from the New Jersey East Rutherford large men or something like that. Yeah, I always put something goofy in there. So relax, Chiefs fan. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Why, you part of Antifa, Chiefs? Chiefs fan 24/7. You want to look? Are you part? Is that why you got offended? You're like, how dare you? You're talking badly about the Antifa. I was like, no, I'm not. It's just a goofy fucking name I put in there because Seattle's known for it. You find it inappropriate. I got to tell you something, Chiefs fan. I thank you for joining us here, and joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports, and I certainly enjoy having you here. If you find why, okay, whoa, I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get upset with you. We're here. I like having a conversation here. By the way, this is gonna be the last play of the first quarter on a 3rd and 1, and I don't think the Redskins got there. 4th down is indeed coming up when we come back to this game, and it'll be the second quarter, and it'll be 4th and 1 coming up for Washington here. Chiefs fans, why do you find it inappropriate, if I may ask? If I could just ask. Now, again, we're not making a political statement one way or the other. We're kind of poking fun at all the politics here, which is what we do. We don't really do anything political here. We are very apolitical here at Stay Tuned Sports. So I'd just like to know from your perspective, if you would, we'll have a conversation. I don't mind having a conversation. We got a long stream to go here. So I certainly don't mind having a conversation. But why do you, in particular, find having the question of the Seattle Antifas as inappropriate? Did you not like the Rappahannock of the Potomac as referencing for the Washington Redskins today? Because I used a Native American tribe and the location of the Potomac River, which runs through Washington, D.C. Did that not do anything there, or is it just the fact that you saw something that is personal to you as far as with the Seattle Antifas, and that's why you got upset or anything like that? Or are you looking at it from a place where you don't like Antifa and you're just like mentioning them at all is offensive to me and I don't like it? Like, that's what I mean. I don't know which way you're coming at it. I don't know which way you're from on this. And again, it was weird because about 2 weeks ago, I had a bunch of Antifa people come in here and start yelling at me for no reason. And I didn't even put anything like this up there. So that was kind of weird. So I just want to know what your position is on this, Chiefs fan. Again, this is an open forum. It's an open conversation. I'm not getting, like I said, I'm not one of those people that's going to get mad or yell at you or curse at you and say like, oh, Roddy, yeah, you, Sally Barber. Like, I'm not going to do that. I want to understand. I want to have a, open dialogue and see why a silly poll question has you very upset. And because, again, in the future, that might it might change my mind of how I do this and how I do that and change everything. He says, Chiefs fan 24/7 says, I can't watch these MAGA people. Now, here's the funny thing, Chiefs fan. Chiefs fan 24/7, so I imagine you are a Chiefs fan. I don't know if you're aware that Brittany Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes are very well known to be Donald Trump supporters. And as are several more, obviously Harrison Butker, as we know, goes on the right side of political leanings if we're looking at it from that perspective. So saying that you're a Chiefs fan 24/7 and saying I can't watch these MAGA people, then that means you can't watch the Chiefs. Like, if that's the demarcation you're making, like I can't watch people from a different political ideology, then you can't watch the Chiefs. If that's what you're saying. So 4th and 1, Redskins are going for it. Throw, and they get it. First down to the Seahawks 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Redskins. Hey, Jimbo's in the chat. Hey, Jimbo. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us once again on this Sunday evening. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you. So I don't quite understand where if it's just kind of, if this is like a trolling thing or if this is, I'm not sure, because it just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense coming from his perspective. But Deebo Samuel, bit of an end run there, but gets about 8 yards on it. 2nd and 10 coming up here from the 40-yard line. And Job, number 29, is down injured for the Seahawks. Guys in the chat, also, I want to point this out to the guys in the chat. Don't go after him. Don't let him, like, again, I want him to not feel like he's uncomfortable or that we're like, people in the chat are going to be trying to yell at him or attack him or anything like that, because we're not. That's not the people we are. That's not who we are. That's not who we're going to be. So I want to make sure that you guys in the chat understand that as well. Even if you come from a different political viewpoint or side of the aisle, whatever the case is, blah, blah, blah. This goes for everybody. This calls you Chiefs fan says, you call yourself a king, though. But here's the thing. I don't call myself a king. My last name is King. That's why I go by the name King. I've been doing that. I've been on the radio before. I've had a radio job. I've done things like that. I go by my last name. So I use my last name of King. I'm not calling myself a king. I'm not saying, oh, look at me. I'm a king. Look at my crown. Like, I'm not doing that. It's just my name. It'd be like if I, called myself, McIntyre. Hey, this is McIntyre here with you watching Stay Tuned Sports. Like, I could do that. No trolling, Lloyd. We already went over this. No trolling for you. And same for you, Jimbo. No, because that's my name, Chief. Chiefs fan 24/7 there. That is my name. 2nd and 1, and Krosky Barrett is pushed all the way back. And it's going to be 3rd and 2 from the Seahawks 40. Jimbo in the chat says, come on, King, let us have fun because this game's going to be boring. No, open conversation, and I want to converse. I like having conversations here, and that's my thing. So Chiefs fan 24/7 again. I don't, there's no ill will with Chiefs fan 24/7 here. I'm not upset with him. I'm not mad at him. I'm not going to be angry at him. I'm not going to call him names. Like, there's nothing to be mad at. I think there's kind of, there's some misunderstandings. Like, he thinks I'm calling myself king because I'm a king, and I'm all, like, that's not me. Or he's thinking about other things, but I think there's just fundamental misunderstandings there. And I think the only way you fix that is by having conversations. And that's up to him. Again, that's always up to him. That's up to everybody, just to have conversations. Oh, face mask on the Skins on 3rd and 2. It looks like they had made it, but instead, that's going to be a face mask and 15 yards. They're going to call Paul, the lineman, on it. Number 75. That was my brother's number. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, Jake. I mean, come on. I mean, the refs have thrown some pretty egregious flags this game already. That's not one of them. That one is a well-earned flag for face mask. So that makes it 3rd and 17 now, all the way back at Washington's 45-yard line. Chiefs fan 24/7 says, I have the right to express my views. You absolutely do, Chiefs fan, and that's why I'm affording you that opportunity. Jaden Daniels throws down the field, and did he come down with that? They're going to say, yes, intercepted by the Seahawks. And just like that, Washington has turned the ball over. The Seahawks have the ball. And Jaden Daniels has his first turnover of the night. What an interception. And he does get it down. Holy shit. Wait, is that a white quarterback? A white quarterback got an interception. Whoa, we can call that one a win. That's rare. That's a rarity. The white cornerback with a catch. Where are you seeing that? Outside of who? Cooper DeJean. Not a lot of white cornerbacks out there. Chiefs fan 24/7 says the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl again. Greatest dynasty ever. But by your own metrics, Chiefs fan 24/7, you can't watch the Chiefs because there are quote-unquote MAGA supporters that are part of the Chiefs organization, including the owners. Like, we know the owners are. So, like, how do you justify that to yourself? That's an interesting conundrum I would be in. If I based everything off of political ideologies, I'd be really looking up Chiefs fans' account here. Let's see. Okay. Just created this year. No videos, no anything like that. Just a picture of Patrick Mahomes. Okay. I just wanted to see who you were and see if there's anything, if maybe you were here for a while. So you just got it. So I have no idea, honestly, right now, Chiefs fan 24/7, who you are, if you're anything like that, but we'll see. Yeah, Denver. I know who you're talking about, Jimbo. Did he have one today? Jimbo? Because that's the thing is like who gets the I know Brandon Perna over from That's Good Sports. He does a thing every week on his I think on his ups and downs or whatever he calls it, the real winners and losers. He always got a segment like, did a white cornerback get an interception this week? And for most weeks, it's a no. But now for this week, you're going to be able to say yes? Or is he just light-skinned? I think he just might have been light-skinned. Ty Okada with the interception there. So 1st and 10, Sam Darnold from the 40-yard line throws caught. Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that's going to be a first down for the Seahawks into Redskins territory. Chiefs fan says, I was born in 2012, and they've been a dynasty since I've watched football. So you're 13 years old? Chiefs fan 24/7? You're a 13-year-old, and you have far left political feelings already? Like, that's weird. That's just weird. I don't know. I think I'm getting a troll feeling from him. So I don't know. I don't know. This could be hamster behind that one. I don't think he's Boston Connor. He might be Chiefs fan says that's pretty racist. What part? You have to tell me what part is. I don't know what you're saying. I've said a lot of things. Nothing has been racist. So you got to tell me which part you think is racist, and then I can discuss with you whether or not that actually was. In Jigba here on 2nd and 10, and that's going to be. Oh! We've got some pushing, some shoving, no flag throw. Of all the flags that the refs have thrown, they don't throw one there. That's interesting. Yeah, it sounds like hamster. It does feel like hamster back there. And he's already got ELS is put him in a timeout. I didn't ask you to do that, ELS. There was no reason to do that. Unless it's hamster, then do it. ELS is like, this is 100% a troll channel. I think. Wait, his account or our account? Our account could be considered a troll channel. 3rd and 3 coming up here. And that's going to be Charbonnet from my fantasy team. And he gets the first down and a lot more. First down, Seahawks down to the Washington Redskins 27-yard line. Paul Wilson in the chat says, my Colts got destroyed today, but it happens. But they made a hell of a comeback and almost were there. Just, that last interception by Daniel Jones, looking at, there was some kind of miscommunication. It looked like the receiver, like Daniel Jones saw him, but the receiver kept moving after he threw the ball. Daniel Jones thought he was going to be one place. The receiver moved to another place. So I'm not sure who was wrong there, whether it's the receiver, Daniel Jones, whatever the case was. There was miscommunication. But the Colts had a shot, Paul. They really did have a shot. So Paul Wilson says, ban him, too young for the channel. That part is true as well. He was too young anyway. So Hamster was here earlier, Lloyd. He was in the channel earlier. I think during the Giants game he was here. He popped in for 2 seconds. And he was in for the Chiefs-Bills game, too. And then he got mad. He got mad again because he was saying, like, oh, what happened to the Packers? Everybody said the Packers going to the Super Bowl. And ELS and myself said, nobody ever said that about the Packers. They said they looked better once they got Micah, but nobody said they were going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. And he's like, oh, you guys are always – that's what I heard. That's what I saw. And then he left. So, question 3 is up here from ELS. And I've missed it, so I have no idea what's going on here. But let's take a look. What do we got here? Oh, question 3, career path. Oh, career paths. Jesus Christ. Ohio State. Then went to the Saints, went to the Bengals, went to the Panthers, and then back to the Bengals. And started at Ohio State? I have no idea. I just have no idea. That's gonna be another I don't know in this particular field of questions. ELS. Paul said, "Yeah, Daniel Jones played pretty bad today, but he's allowed a bad game." Again, I think this was just it feels like one of those games. It's bound to happen. A team, even as good as they are, bound to have a bad game. And this was the Colts one. Hopefully, you think this one they got out of the way. They got other games coming up against, I think, a lot better teams than what the Steelers are. They got the Chiefs coming up in a couple weeks. I know that. They got to play the Jaguars, and as much as you might think of how the Jaguars are good or not good or inconsistent, however it may be, division game is always tough, and for some reason the Jaguars always have the Colts number, especially down in Duval. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Charbonnet gets the carry there on 1st and 10. Gets about 6 yards, and indeed he does. 2nd and 4 upcoming here for the Seahawks. Answer was Von Bell to that last question from ELS. Von Bell started at Ohio State, then went to the Saints, went to the Bengals, then went to the Panthers, and then back to the Bengals. I can't wait for this category to be over. 2nd and 4. Pitch back here to Charbonnet. Charbonnet's trying to catch the edge, and he's not going to do it. Loses 4 yards back to the 25-yard line. 3rd and 8. Jimbo I have a trivia question. What Eagles cornerback will not be on the team come Tuesday? Would that be Adoree Jackson? I was like, even the Eagles were like, listen, Jair Alexander, not great. Can't be worse than Adoree Jackson. So now 3rd and 8 for the Seahawks. They have to get to the 17-yard line for a first down. Darnold takes the snap in shotgun. Throws deep ball, wide open, caught, touchdown Horton again, his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Seahawks are about to go up 14-0 against the Washington Redskins. Oh, and Chiefs fan 24/7 is gone. Jimbo says his prediction is that Kaylee Ringo will be part of some sort of trade as well because he wasn't good for Philly either. Extra point is up. Extra point is indeed good. And we've got a flag down on it. What do we got here? That against the Skins. Hey, Chiefs fan, good to see you. His microphone is not working, Mr. Official. But the point stands, and that'll be enforced on the kickoff, I believe, whatever it's going to be. 9 total flags thrown already in this game. Officials are having fun, which, by the way, in case you want to know, and this goes for Chiefs fan as well, because you had a couple of real bad calls in that game today against the Bills, including that intentional grounding, which was not intentional grounding. But if you want to, Chiefs fan 24/7, you can buy mommy and daddy's wallet, go inside it, take their credit card, and don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let anybody do that. That is not something we advertise. It's not something we're advocating for. It's not what's happening. However, if you do have access to your own money, and this goes for every fan out there, Get your Fuck the Ref t-shirts available right now over at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch Store. That's bit.ly/Stay Tuned Merch. That's bit.ly/Stay Tuned Merch. Links are also on the top of the chat and in the description below this video. The word is already pre-pixelated, so you don't have to worry about offending anybody. It's already there. No bad. You can wear it to church, and you'll be fine. Fuck the Ref shirts available in hoodie and t-shirt right now at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch Store. Link in the top of the chat and in the description below. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got that. Paul Wilson in the chat says, Seahawks are legit. I've been saying that for a while. So, okay, that's definitely hamster. That's 1,000% hamster in the chat. Chiefs fan 24/7 is 1,000% hamster. It's 1,000% hamster. I'm willing to bet almost anything on it. I'm willing to bet a lot. That is 1,000% hamster. That is 1,000% hamster. Not a doubt. Not a doubt in my mind right now. Not a doubt in my mind. ELS with question 4, by the way. Who is the backup quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens? It depends on what time you're talking about this. Right now, it's Snoop Hundley. It was Cooper Rush, but that just changed. Boyd says, I'm watching this fool make a fool of himself. Well, it's not, again, this isn't a real person. This is not somebody said, this is not some 13-year-old. This is hamster. I think 1,000% this is hamster. It's 1,000%. It's hamster or it's Lloyd has a secondary channel that he's doing. It's either hamster or Lloyd. It's one of the two. It's one of those two. Those are the two trolls that we have. So it's one of them. Oh, Washington fumbles the ball on the kickoff. I didn't even get a chance to switch the ball over. Oh, no. Disaster for the Redskins. Jimbo says, why can't it be me? Because I don't think you would even go through the process of making it. It took you 2 years to change your name from Casterline James to change it to Jimbo STS. So that's why I don't think it's you, Jimbo. Chiefs, see, there it is. All right. Thank you, hamster. We love you, and you've been a little out of line yourself, but we love you still. We love you. Way to accuse me, homie. Yes. Yeah, it's new Snoop Huntley there for the question, ELS. We have some jerk. We have some jerk listeners. We really do. 1st and 10 for the Seahawks from the Washington 26. Big pass thrown. Caught! Touchdown, Seahawks. Oh, no. Arroyo with the catch. And this is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a bloodbath. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry? No, you're not getting a sorry. Chief, you come into this chat with a different name. ELS says blowout alert. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I don't owe you anything, Lloyd. I love you, but I don't owe you anything. I accused everybody. Well, no, there was only 2 that I accused because there was really only 2 that it could have been. And you shouldn't be upset that you're one of the ones that could have been because you're one of the biggest trolls we have here. We love you, but let's be serious. The thought had crossed. If it wasn't you, the thought had crossed your mind. And it still could be you. We're not sure. It could still be you. We're not going to find out anymore, though. ELS says blowout alert. Indeed, we are in blowout alert territory here. By the way, the extra point was up, and it is good. So 21-0, 8:41 left to go. Can I even get the possession arrow over there? Jimbo says, I'm offended that you didn't think it was me. Oh. Paul in the chat says, Gino Smith. That's his. Gino. I guess you meant Gino. Gino? Crafty says Gino. Because the question is, question 5 here, career paths. God, let this be the end. West Virginia quarterback, then went to the Jets, to the Giants, to the Chargers, to the Seahawks, and then to the Raiders. That would I think that is that Geno Smith? It almost feels like Tyrod Taylor too, but Tyrod played for the Bills and for other people. So Hamster said, "Who was the only one that watched all your streams for a year? Peace out." Hamster, again, nobody's mad at you. Nobody hates you. Nobody does anything. You're taking everything to such heart. You fuck with everybody, and then when people fuck back with you, you're like, oh, you get all up in you call everybody else a snowflake. You're the biggest snowflake in the goddamn in the Stay Tuned Sports community. So I will tell you what, Hamster. Congratulations. You will get what you want. You don't want to be here. You're going to peace out. You're going to say all this stuff. Absolutely. I will agree to your terms. Goodbye. No time. This channel is about having fun, and this is escape from everything else. Somebody wants to start drama. Somebody wants to do something they wouldn't get. They want to give and dish, but they can't take it. That's fine. You want to do all this stuff. You want to make first of all, you want to make fake accounts, and then come on here again and try fucking with people. Guess what? And that in that sense, yes, Lloyd. You know what? There's your apology, Lloyd, because now I know it wasn't you. Now I know it was Hamster. So, be that as it may, goodbye, Hamster. Thank you for all the fish. We enjoyed your company. You didn't want to be here? That is fine. We will continue to enjoy the streams without your presence. And I do apologize. I wish you would stick around. I wish you would have. I really do. But instead, all you want to do is cause drama and cause problems. So, with that being the case, bye-bye. Jets fans, Crafty in the chat says, Jets fans be like, man, imagine if we can get a quarterback who throws like, all right. Yeah. Oh, that play is whistled dead before it even happened. We have yet another flag. We're going to hit 10 flags before we've hit 7 minutes in the second quarter. So not only is this game a blowout, but it's going slow because these goddamn officials. Ball start on Washington. Oh, God. Called it on Ertz, so that's going to move them back. Again, these refs and these calls, man. These refs and these calls. bit.ly/staytunemerch. Available for everybody. So 4th and 6. They didn't get a chance to go ahead and get that penalty on good for the first down on 4th and 1 because of the penalty. 4th and 6, they punt it away. And that ball's going to take a Washington bounce all the way to the Seattle 13-yard line. And that's where Seattle will start with 6:44 remaining in the second quarter. They lead 21-0 against Washington. And we're gonna have to come up with some fun here to do something because this game is already quite. This feels like a Thursday night football game. This feels like Thursday night. Jimbo says, on a serious note, how do I tag someone? Like, I see my name is highlighted, but if I tag someone, it's not highlighted. You have to do that. Like, in your comment, you have to do at and then the person's screen name. You do at somebody's screen name, that'll work. Hey, the final career path question. Thank the Lord. It's not a pace del Fili, it's Spiritus Sancti. ELS question 6 here. Going through the career path, and here we go. Miami, University of Miami, then went to the 49ers, then went to the Colts, then went to the Dolphins, then went to the Bills, then went to the Jets. They pulled the AFC East here, didn't they? The only one they missed was the Patriots. 49ers, Colts, Dolphins, Bills, and Jets, and they started at the University of Miami. Welcome to Miami. Yes, like you could do at ELS. Usually it'll pop up once you start with the name. It'll pop up with the name that'll come up with it. But you see, I just put in at JIM, hit Jimbo STS, and say yes. And then you'll see it as a red thing come up on yours. And be like, hey, somebody tagged you in it. That's your specific name. Or you should anyway. I don't know. Hint, running back in last season was 2020. That has to be Frank Gore then, doesn't it? That's got to be Frank Gore. That's the only thing I could think of. Jimbo says Todd Hurley. Well, ELS can't shorten his name because that's the title of his channel that has well over 1,000 subscribers, and do not make that man change his YouTube title name. So 1st and 10. Ken Walker out of the backfield gets 4 or 5 yards. 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming here for the Seahawks. Lloyd in the chat says, I'm just listening. That's fine. Hey, you want to lurk around and hang around? That's fine. We're fine. Let my dulcet tones guide you on your Sunday evening towards the late nights and perhaps to some slumber. It was Frank Gore. Okay. Yeah, ELS. Yeah, leave Lloyd be. He wants to. He's just going to lurk, and that's fine. Like I said, I have a good voice to just drift off and listen to on these nights, and it's fantastic. Lloyd says he's into the game. That's cool. And again, Lloyd, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your support of us as we hear. Lloyd says, by the way, apology accepted. By the way, King, thank you very much. Again, now that I know 100%. My apologies for having accused you of being such a dastardly troll to make up another whole account and start trolling us here. But we love you, man. We really do. And listen, I love Hamster still. I do. Despite everything else, like I love Hamster. And again, I wish him the best. And I've encouraged him. I wanted him to start his own YouTube betting channel because I think he's good. Oh my God! Down to the 40-yard line, the Seahawks. And it's a 1st and 10, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jimbo, you've known me long enough. You're not getting an apology from me. How dare you? You want me to apologize for thinking that you're actually a nice guy and wouldn't go through those links? How dare you? Oh, my God. Oh, and he's gone. He's gone 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Seahawks white with the touchdown. Oh, my God. Will this be the first game where we decide to bow out early? I don't know. We might end this at halftime. Everybody's got better things to do than watch this game. What the fuck is going on? Crafty says, nice drunk dancing down. Listen, that's something me and Jimbo can relate to. That kind of stumbling down the sidelines looked like us leaving the bar we used to hang out with. all the time. It kind of looks like that. Especially because the goddamn ruts in the parking lot, because it was a dirt parking lot. And so my fat ass would stumble drunk into a rut and fall down, be covered in mud. Extra point is up, and it's good, and it is 28-0. And it looks like Redskins fans are already packing up and leaving at halftime as the Seahawks are just pouring it on. How much worse can this game get for the Redskins? I don't know. They look great. The uniforms are fantastic, but this result is not what anybody was looking for. No, it worked, Jimbo. If you tag DLS, you tag DLS. Only ELS is going to see the red marker on his if he sees it. Question 7. NFL rookie seasons were 500. Which rookie quarterback has thrown the most interceptions in a single season? Wasn't that Jameis? Wasn't that Jameis's famous, 30-30, 40-40 season, whatever it was? I could have sworn it was Jameis. It might have been Jameis. I'll say Jameis Winston because that's the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. Yeah, see? Yeah, Jimbo, when you tag a name, only the person whose name you tagged sees the red mark that it's tagged. That's it. Crafty says Nate Peterman. I think Peterman's game, I don't think it was seasonal. I don't think they get after 2 games they were like, all right, we're putting this guy in the back. Again, he was in the league for 6 or 7 years. How did he keep on getting jobs? Jimbo says Peyton Manning. And that could be true. He did have a ton of picks in that first year. The Colts were not very good. Lloyd says, I did tell you this would be the turning point. Not sure what that means, whether that's football related or anything else. I don't know. And the answer is, hey, Jimbo, with the correct answer, Peyton Manning. He had 28 picks in that 1998 season. Great job, Jimbo. I remember I went to a Colts-Jet game that year in 1998. The Jets blew the Colts out of the water in that game. I remember me and my dad went to that game. My father fell asleep in the seats. We were watching the game. That game was so boring. It's kind of like this game. It really was. The Jets just blew the Colts out of the water. It was insane. So, but yeah, Peyton Manning didn't have a lot of success in that first season. Certainly did. Jimbo says signing off as a winner. There you go, Jimbo. Again, thank you so much for joining us. All the love to you, brother. Much love, and I'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you later, yeah, much love, big love to you, man. Oh, Lloyd talking about the turning point for the Skins. He says this Redskins name will be the turning point where they think about. I don't know. Again, people might look at it as saying, oh, they put the Redskins uniforms on, and they played this badly. Okay, let's not go back to them. There's people who think like that. So that's what I mean. Is this going to be seen as people will say it's a sign. Don't go back to it. It feels like that could be the case too, Lloyd. Oh, now you're not going anywhere, Jimbo. You just said you were signing off. Now you're making me look like a fool. 7-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 3 coming up for the Skins. From their own 38-yard line. Jaden Daniels trying to get something working here, something together at all. Jimbo says here for the long haul, plus ELS trivia is kind of fun. Dude, ELS trivia is great. That is one of the great innovations that ELS has made to this channel. That's why we love ELS. That's why he's got the blue name next to him, because he makes shit happen. He makes shit happen. Rodriguez gets the carry, bounces off after initially stopped, does a couple spinny moves, and that's going to be a first down for the Redskins at their own 43-yard line. Jimbo says, see, I control. Crafty says, I didn't say a last name in Jimbo's answer. He could have been referring to Sean Payton. We didn't know. I love Crafty. Okay, he could have meant anybody. He could have meant a Peyton. I don't know any too many other Peytons out there. Well, big run here. So the Redskins, Rodriguez gets the first down, and then he gets a gain of about 12 or 13. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Seahawks 45. So the Redskins got a little bit of momentum here. Lloyd says, can you pay the troll booth? Debo Samuel caught right at the first down marker. And they're going to mark him a yard. That's a bad spot. That's a terrible spot. Jesus Christ, these officials in their spotting is just the worst. They spot worse than a girl on her period. I swear to Christ. Fuck the ref shirts available. Link in the top of the chat in the description. The Stay Tuned Sports merch store. bit.ly/staytunedmerch. Both hoodies and t-shirts available. Crafty says the Hawks are playing prevent already? It might be. Jimbo in the chat says, hey, Crafty, keep it up, and I'll make King put out more countdown videos. And you know I'll do it. You know I'll do it, too. I'll make it. I told you, I'm making you an 8-hour-long countdown video. For, like, the Super Bowl, I'm going to do, like, an 8-hour-long countdown video. Because fuck you, that's why. I don't know, Crafty. Like I said, with this Redskins got a pretty good running attack here. Going into the 2-minute warning, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Seattle 33-yard line. Crafty says the Dan Quinn sad face needs to become a meme. I'm surprised it's not already. I got to see. I have a notification. What am I looking for here? Oh, I got to go here. From the NFL Memes Twitter account. Was not aware that the government shutdown in Washington, D.C. included the football team as well. I'm trying to see. I got tagged in a notification. Who? Oh, this comes from Chip from the Rubber Room. ELS is aware of that. I'm sure some of you are as well. Anonymous in the chat says the Redskins look like the pre-Jaden Daniels Redskins. Oh, shit. That's actually not inaccurate. That is not inaccurate, Anonymous. ELS. Oh, by the way, question 8 here from ELS. NFL rookie seasons for 300. Which rookie quarterback had the worst rookie season of all time? Is that Peyton Manning again? I don't know. But Chip, they do rankings every week for how teams do that particular week, not taking into account any other week, just how they played that week. And he said they put the Giants in D tier. Giants should be in F tier. Giants suck. Crafty says the criteria for worst rookie season seems to be up for interpretation. That's what I mean. I have no idea what does that mean? Which rookie quarterback had the worst rookie season of all time in terms of what? Sacks, interceptions, completion percentage, losses, wins. Like what? I don't know. I don't know. I'll say Peyton Manning again. Why not? Jaden Daniels here on 1st and 10 completes over the middle and down to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Washington. Looks like Seattle's kind of already given up. Crafty guessed Aikman. Yeah, he was bad. He had 115, but like there had to be, like if that's what we're looking at, if we're looking at record-wise, then I guess the Aikman would seem to fit. Stat-wise, I don't know. Like I don't know what's the metric. Hand off to Rodriguez again, and Rodriguez is going to get down to the 14, 13? Where do they got him? They got him down to the 13, 2nd and 5 upcoming. Seattle's going to take a timeout here. And indeed, it was Troy Aikman. I love the fact that I'm not able to speak. Yes, indeed, Troy Aikman. He went 0 for 11 as a starter in his rookie season. I believe he replaced who was it? Danny White. 0 for 11. So 0 and 11, 9 touchdowns, 18 interceptions in his rookie season. Jimbo said, yeah, to be honest, I would say Jamarcus Russell maybe the worst out of anybody, but I mean, I guess, you'd have to look statistically wise or whatever, but yeah, I mean, he didn't, just drinking the scissorp and not watching film and being pretty fat and awful. No, Crafty in the chat says the Hawks defense go home already. It seems like it. Like, I don't know what's going on here with the Seahawks. But Seattle from the 13-yard line now, 2nd and 5 upcoming. Seahawks were injured, had an injury timeout, so that's why they had to take a timeout. Oh, rolled up on the back of his leg. I hate seeing that. Stop doing that. Oh, so from the 13, Jaden Daniels in shotgun. Man in motion. Daniels takes the snap. He's looking for anybody to be open. Throws it away. Closer to throwing it to the cameraman than anybody else. 3rd and 5. Upcoming for the Washington Redskins. Trying to get on the board here before the end of the half. Do you think they just go for a field goal just to have points on the board if they don't make this 3rd down and 5 conversion? That's an interesting question to have here. Daniels takes the snap. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. Got the 1st down, and he's out at the 2. Oh, they're going to give him to the 1/2 yard line. 1st and goal, Washington Redskins. As the Seahawks, they covered everybody but forgot. Oh, yeah, Jaden Daniels. He kind of runs, too. Completely forgot that part of it. And here comes Chris Conley. Whenever I see it, here's a guy who reminds me of Lamar Jackson. ELS says the trivia has been more exciting than this game. Not with that NFL career path category. Touchdown! Washington Redskins. And they get on the board before the half. And they're going to cut the lead, pending the extra point, to 21 points. And here we go. Lining up for the extra point are the Skins. Kick is up. The kick is good. Gay gets it through. And it is now 28-7, the Seahawks lead, with 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Jimbo in the chat, he says, hey, Here's the thing. The beautiful thing when it comes to this channel, Stay Tuned Sports, it's good play-by-play. Oh, thank you very much. And you don't have to listen to Collinsworth. That might be the only thing. I mean, my play-by-play is body at best. But you don't have to listen to Chris Collinsworth. So, I mean, there is a give and take. There's a little, there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. Plus, sometimes when I go into my ASMR dulcet tone voice, my easy listening radio voice, you're listening to WSTS, the smooth sounds of the rain. Late night here. Thank you for joining us. We've got a little Chuck Mangione on the way. But for right now, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks getting the kickoff with 53 seconds remaining. ELS in the chat with question 9. NFL rookie seasons. Which rookie running back holds the record for most all-purpose yards in a single season? Damn it. Lloyd says Collinsworth, to be honest, is legendary. Here's the thing, Lloyd, and I'm actually gonna come down on your side on this one. I never minded Chris Collinsworth. Kind of for those, I watched him on Inside the NFL. That used to come on HBO all the time. I've listened to him do commentary back when he was all the way back when NBC had the AFC contract. When he jumped around, he did a couple of different things, and then he got back with NBC after Madden left. Like, I don't mind Collinsworth. There's people out there who just hate all announcers. They just don't like announcers. Remember how much everybody liked Romo, and then everybody turned on him? And everybody always tried to make fun of Madden because he tried to make the game easily digestible for people who might have been watching it for the first time, and which was I always found dumb because Madden understood. There's somebody watching this for the first time. Don't talk and make them feel dumb or make them feel bad about themselves because they may not understand what's going on. Explain it. And yeah, other people watching are like, they don't know. But watch it. But I agree with you, Lord. I don't really have a problem with Collinsworth. Seattle brings it out to the 25, and that's where they're going to start on this particular drive. So I never got the hate for him. I don't get the hate for Al Michaels. I don't get the announcer hate. There's some guys that are really rough to listen to. I know the one female announcer in hockey, Hextall. She's bad. Like that's hard to listen to. Some of the hockey announcers are a little bad to listen to. But like hating on some of these announcers, I just never got. So I'm with you on that one, Lloyd. I'm with you. Lloyd says, I honestly got into football because of Madden and my dad. Yeah, Madden to me, Madden and Summerall are the voice of football to me, and they always will be. And they've been gone for a while now. Oh, and Jigba, he gets the ball down to the 44-yard line for the Seahawks. Clock is running, 38, 37, 36. They're not going to take a timeout as of yet. Crafty says, Cokinsworth wakes up every morning and asks himself, what can I compare to Lamar Jackson today? See, most people say they get upset with him because he compares everybody to Mahomes. And he's like, well, here's a guy who's like Mahomes, and Mahomes, what a Mahomes in play. Like, people get upset with him because of that. But everybody gets upset at anything about the Chiefs because it's like, oh, it's the Chiefs. Same way as people got everything about anything that was said about the Patriots. Oh, well, this announcer kisses Tom Brady's ass. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. I'll say, I'll piggyback off of Jimbo's answer. I'll say Willis McGahee. Because I don't know. It could have been Marshall Faulk, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Summerall died real. Yeah, for me, I was already quite old. I was in my 20s when he passed away, unfortunately. And that was a bad day for me. And again, just a couple years ago when Madden passed away, caught down the sidelines by Jackson Smith and Jigba. And that's going to be 1st and 10 from the Redskins 23 with 20 seconds remaining. Oh, my God. And the answer, oh boy, we went back a little bit. Gale Sayers, yeah, he was, because again, he was huge on kickoffs and punt returns as well. So he had the all-purpose yards, 2,272 all-purpose yards for Gale Sayers. Legend that was Gale Sayers. And again, he unfortunately played at the time where when you got the ACL injury, that was your career. It was over. And that's what happened. He had an ACL injury, and his career was incredibly short. Unfortunately, if he was out, well, they're trying to see if it was down inbounds or if he got out of bounds because they stopped the clock. But so let's just slow this game down even more. It's 9:47, and we haven't hit halftime yet. One, two, knee down, and then I think he's it's a catch. All right. Oh, we'll see. Well, I mean, Jimbo, that's the thing with the question is like, what rookie running back holds the record? So that means he still has it. So yeah, that's incredible that Gale Sayers still to this day. Yep, there you go. 2 feet are down, so that's a catch. So it's not the fact of the catch. I think the knee's out of bounds when he comes. I don't know. I think that was right on the line. Why is Seattle letting the clock run? Why didn't you just take the timeout to save the seconds, and then you could have tried to... This is... And then Seattle takes the timeout anyway with 3 seconds. So that I don't know. That leaves me... Jimbo says, I'm slow. Leave me alone, otherwise I'll make another Chiefs. Stop it, Jimbo. Oh, God. So that was a weird sequence there. Not sure what the decision-making on that one is with McDonald, but hey, Seahawks have a chance to go up 31-7 at halftime here. So we'll see what happens. My God, this game, we're almost at 10 o'clock already, and this game is just getting to halftime. Myers, 41-yard attempt for the Seahawks. Snap, hold, kick, up. And it's good, and that makes it 31-7 at halftime. The Seahawks lead 31-7. And the Seahawks will receive the second half kickoff. So this game's not going to get any better. And the crowd is booing loudly in Washington. Question 10, as we're in halftime here now, and ELS doesn't want to waste any time as we get to the question here. NFL quarterback rooms for $500 million. Name the last 3 quarterbacks to be drafted in the first round by the Indianapolis Colts. Last 3 quarterbacks to be drafted in the first round. Well, Anthony Richardson, Andrew Luck, And it would have to be Peyton Manning, yeah. So, yeah. Anthony Richardson, Andrew Luck, and Peyton Manning. Peyton, Luck, and Richardson. Crafty has the same answers there. He needs it. No. And again, like I said, I love the guy. I do. But he has been just he has been the antagonist and again, like I said, I don't mind mild. You guys were, and you especially, Lloyd, do like the mild mannered, all in good nature fun trolling. Then he gets weird with it. And then people troll back with him, and he takes everything to heart. Not even just that one bit we were talking about, but everything, like everything. Something against him, he takes to heart. Every little goddamn thing he takes to heart. And I love the guy, and I would still love him to be in the chat and be a part of the community. But he's made the choice now to say, peace out. He said in his last comment here, peace out, which is him making that choice to leave the community. So that is on him. If he wants to come back, he absolutely can. But that drama is done and over with. This is not a channel for drama. We are not fucking Hassan here. We are not fucking Pokimane. We are not any of these other fucking channels here that have a whole bunch of drama with other people and their listeners and other people. Like, we're not doing that. That is not the purpose of this. This is not what we're here for. We're here to watch football, goof around, and have fun. If you want to come in here and give a little bit and dish a little, trolling with teams or other stuff like that, that's fine. But if you want to then act butthurt and be angry about things when people go back at you, you got to be able to take it as long as dish it. I have had people say, you and Hamster have said some horrendous things about me. And I've recognized that as all in good fun. Because that's what it is. That's what we do here. We're a couple of guys. And guys do that. But then Hamster decides on every single goddamn time when there's a back and forth, when somebody gets the better of him in a little bit of a back and forth, and then he gets pissy, and it's, again, you're going to bring up the one time, but it's not just that. It's every fucking time. Everything with him was always just him fucking going back and being, everything became a personal attack. He could fuck with you and troll with you, but then everything with him was a personal attack. Everything's a personal attack. Everything's a personal attack. No. And I got to tell you, I'm done dealing with it. And apparently he is too, because he left. So he is gone. He's decided to leave. And if at some point in the future he wants to come back to the community and say, hi, hello, how you doing? Maybe when he grows up a little bit, perhaps he can. But again, I had nothing but love for the guy. I was sitting there telling the guy, listen, you should start your own YouTube channel and see if you can start making money, because the way you call bets and the way you're able to see the trends in Vegas and everything like that, I said, people will pay attention to that, and you're more right than you're wrong. And so you can make money off this just by bringing it up, having a YouTube channel and putting that out there. You could do that. I was encouraging him to do that. I was encouraging him to do stuff, be better, things like that. So I got nothing but love for the guy. Absolutely nothing but love for the guy. But I'm not going to let him drag the community down because he wants to be a dick. That's the bottom line. And that goes for everybody. That goes for everything here. We're here to have fun. And you do it in good fun, Lloyd. That's what I mean. That's why we don't, like again, it's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to figure out. So it just is what it is. Fucking Crafty. Jesus Christ. This is why I love you, Crafty. Crafty, the resident dad joker, is just see, that's fun. We're just Goofy people having goofy fun. That's all this is. That's all it is. And leave it to Crafty to break the tension and just be. I love all you guys. And again, I love everybody here. And Lloyd, believe it or not, I love Hamster too. I really do. And I love everything. I loved him being in the channel. I loved his support. I loved having him part of the community. I did. And again, maybe one day he'll be able to come back. If he so chooses. But for now, that's going to be in the future, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, question 11: name every current announced starter or the player with the best odds to start at quarterback in the AFC North. What does that even mean? ELS, I have no idea what that fucking question means. Name every current announced starter or the player with the best odds to start at quarterback in the AFC North. I agree, Jimbo. I agree. I love every single one of these guys in the chat. ELS has been really one of the best guys here. He's kind of the OG. He was really the first guy that was in our chat and decided that he wanted to kind of stick around and watch us and fuck with us here. ELS, you recognize that question 11 doesn't make sense either. Thank you. Crafty is fantastic. Lloyd is fantastic. We have Chip that comes in here from the rubber room. The guys from the rubber room that jump in here every now. Seahawks Flock, Walker Flock, he comes in here every now and then. Those guys are great. Pecan, obviously, how could we forget Pecan? He's given us $110 in donations already, helping to directly support the channel. He's in here all the time talking about his Saints, and he's very pessimistic about his Saints. Even though I root like hell for the Saints, I really do. So I like, again, I like the crew we have here. And, but just like any crew, like nobody's keeping anybody at gunpoint. So we just have everybody here. So ELS, redoing question 11, thank goodness. This is going to be back to the NFL draft in 2025. Who did the San Francisco 49ers select at 11th overall? Shit. That's just this year. I know we just had this draft, and I have I don't pay attention to the 49ers. Was it that guy that just got hurt today? Was it the defensive player? Michael whatever. Was it Michael Williams or something? That might be. I don't know. That might be. I might say that. That might be my answer. Whatever his name is. I gotta see if I can find his name here. By the way, injury news here. Defensive end Michael Hawkt of the Bills tore his Achilles tendon tonight. It was Michael Williams. Okay, Michael Williams is my answer. I'm going to say Michael Williams because he's out now with the ACL, feared to torn his ACL. I'm going to say he was picked at number 11 because I remember when he got injured, they said he was a first-round pick. I was like, who the hell is it? I was like, all right, it's a long shot guess, but it's a guess. Oh, they're retiring Art Monk's number. I'm surprised his number wasn't already retired. That's crazy. Hey, Michael Williams, hey, I got it right. All right, let's go, baby. Lloyd says, "Sorry, just processing my work schedule." Hey, listen, man, you do what you got to do. Like I said, we're here. I'm fine being background noise. And that's going to be that. There we go. I can't believe I got that right. Somebody's so mad. He's so mad. He's such a mad boy. Oh, he's so mad. Nobody wants to play with me. So mad. I'm sorry. I just can't get into any of these other Jurassic Park movies. Like, not a one. Like, honestly, outside, like, I haven't even seen a good one. Any of the sequels. Outside of the original Jurassic Park, there's not a good Jurassic Park movie in my mind. And just what I say, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old stick in the mud. Maybe I'm just an old stick in the mud. Nothing beats the original Jurassic Park. It's just a timeless movie. I'm going to grab myself another little bit of Turkey Hill Diet iced tea. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the second half here at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. The Seahawks 31, the Redskins 7. Seahawks get the kickoff first. I'm back, baby. I love Turkey Hill iced tea. I actually like it better than Wawa's. But Wawa has like that benzenate shit in it. They have like that oil runoff shit that they've just the FDA and RFK Jr. just banned. So it's probably better for you anyway. Darnold, 4 touchdown passes in the first half. No incomplete passes in the first half. Muffed the kickoff there, did the Seahawks. They're only able to get it up to the 19-yard line. They couldn't get it up that far, unfortunately. Well, we'll see how they go in the second half there. They've been playing very well offensively. Let's see if they can do it again here. Sam Darnold has a perfect passer rating, 4 touchdowns, 282 yards, 16 of 16 on his passing there in the first half. Dear sweet Lord. Handoff here Ken Walker gets a yard. 2nd and 9 upcoming from the 20. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Why did my chat freeze? Yeah, my chat froze. I don't know what happened there. Question 12. See, I missed all this. I'm sorry, my chat froze on me. Question 12. Who was Mr. Irrelevant from 2025? That I don't know. Jimbo says I'm nuts about my Jurassic Park take. I don't think so. SodaStream doesn't have Dr. Pepper? I know they have like Mountain Dew and shit. Incomplete. Is that the first incompletion of the game? Yeah, 4th and 1, and it looks like Seattle is going to punt here. Kobe Minor. Kobe Minor was Mr. Irrelevant this year. You could ask me that a million times. I would have never gotten that. Oh, they have like, Mountain Thunder or whatever the hell they call it. Redskins, they're going to get the ball up to the 26-yard line. 5-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 5 upcoming. First and 10 from the 49. That's going to be another gain of 3 yards for the Redskins. They are now in Seattle territory at the 46. 4th and 13 for the Redskins. They're going to have to punt. Sorry for this. I was distracted here. Down to the 12-yard line. Seattle is... I didn't even move the possession hour to the Redskins before. Sorry about that. Oh, there you go. And now it's back. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, just handling some business here. Question 13. What rookie quarterback recently led his team to the NFC Championship game? That would be Jaden Daniels. Come on. Come on. Come on. What are we doing here, ELS? What are we doing, ELS? All right, I'm going to have to figure that out later. Irish in the chat says, ahead of the work again. 8 more hours, and then I can finally sleep. Holy shit. I'm not making a new countdown timer. Darnold throws deep downfield. Almost a one-handed catch from JSN. Incomplete second. And we got flags down. We've got flags. I didn't get a chance to change the halftime to the third quarter. We've had nonsense here. Just nonsense. Pass interference, spot foul. And so that's as good as a reception there. Yeah, he hugged him and kept the arm down. That's why it was trying to be a one-handed catch, because he was holding his arm down. So that's a legitimate call. No, fuck the refs. You can still buy the shirt though. bit.ly/stay tuned merch. But that was a legitimate call. So from the 40 now, Ken Walker, half a yard gain. Crafty says that flag was quite late, but a good flag nonetheless. Here's the thing: credit where credit is due. That's the proper flag to be thrown in that situation, because that was textbook pass interference. Cooper Kupp inactive because of a heel/hamstring injury. The Seahawks take a timeout here? They might need that in. You never know. They might need it in a comeback attempt. Might the Seahawks. Early timeout. Only 2 now. Will that come back to bite them in this game? Crafty says Darnold yells, Luigi, Luigi at the line. Mario, Mario, Luigi, Luigi. Horton, he's got 2 touchdowns already. Gets about a 5-yard gain on 2nd and 9. 3rd and 4 is indeed the down and the mark coming up here for the Seahawks with a running clock here at 4:41. Jesus Christ, my mind is all over the place. This game sucks, and we've had weird drama here tonight, so it just is what it is. I got nothing alcoholic in here. This is just iced tea. Third and 4, Darnold's got trips to his left. Takes the snap. He's running out of time. Looks, he does throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted. And Darnold went from having no incompletions in the first half to now he's had a couple incompletions and a interception with 9:11 left to go here in the third. Not sure. Uh-oh. Is this where the comeback begins? Crafty says the Darnold meltdown has begun. Jimbo says, listen, if we don't get back to a happy-go-lucky mood in here, you're going to be forcing me to dance. But we won't see it. And that's a good thing. So, with that, the Redskins are set up at their own 47-yard line. And that's going to be a run up into about the 50. Debo gets it there. It's like a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Well, it says, hey, listen, it doesn't suck. I mean, it does, but this helps maybe grow the Redskins' name to come back. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Crafty. As soon as I saw the time, I was like, yeah, it's not great. Jimbo, do not turn our Discord into an OnlyFans. Jaden Daniels takes off running, finally gets stopped. Forward progress stopped at the 45 of the Seahawks. And it'll be 3rd and 2 upcoming. Don't you dare turn our Discord into an OnlyFans. Don't you do that. So 3rd and a long one. It really is 2. But they're saying it's a long one here. Handoff and Rodriguez. He's going to push his way forward and get the first down. 1st and 10 from the 41 of the Seahawks. ELS asks us, does it come with therapy? Crafty says, to be fair, Discord kind of already like that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not part of any Taylor Swift Discords or anything, so I have no idea what you mean. 1 yard gain there for Jaden Daniels. I have no idea. Who would be part of an Olivia Rodrigo Discord? Who would do that? That's terrible. Who would be part of a Taylor Swift Discord? That's terrible. Lloyd says insurance doesn't cover that. 2nd and 9 upcoming here for the Redskins. Jaden Daniels in shotgun. Jimbo says, bullshit, King. Oh, what you talking about? Oh, what you mean? I mean, how do I always have the fresh pictures of Taylor Swift to put up in the Taylor counter and things like that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Got to see her every now and then. Lane was wide open going down the field there. 2nd and 9 upcoming here. I don't want to know how you know that, Crafty. I don't want to know how you know that. Oh, 2nd and 9. Daniels and shotgun, and we got flags right off the bat. 2nd and 14 upcoming here. That is 12 total flags thrown in this game. Not accepted penalties, 12 flags thrown. You know how we do here. All flags counted. Says it on the logo. You can see it. Well, it says, Crafty, what Discords are you in? Redskins have 7 penalties for 83 yards. Oof. Well, again, these officials have been... They've had 1 or 2 good calls, but for the most part, it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one for the officials, which we say that a lot. Uh-oh, Daniels is going to go down. Sack of 2 yards on that particular play.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Yeah, that's a cover check. Everybody else was pretty well covered there. So here we go. 3rd and 15 now. Which it should be 3rd and 16. I thought that was more of like a 2-yard loss there. For 1, but they say only 1 yard. From the Seattle 46, Daniels in shotgun. We got a flag down probably for holding. That is batted away. This will be declined, and it'll be 4th and 15. You're saying a chop block on the Redskins, but that it doesn't matter. Penalty is declined. But that's going to be 13 flags thrown on the game. Lloyd says the Seahawks won this, in my opinion, already, and that's who I had winning. I mean, I had picked the Seahawks, too. I didn't know it was going to be this much of a beating, but yeah. Jimbo says, King, I love your ass got sacked video. Can we work in a Thundercats one somehow? Yes, for a couple of years now, I've been on a Thundercats kick. I can find something, I'm sure. Probably something with Snarf. Snarf, Snarf, Snarf. I want to get a whole bank of just little videos we can play. Like a soundboard. 4th and 15. Jaden Daniels running for his life. The Redskins are going for it. He's going to pull it down and run, and it's tripped up at the 40. and is unable to do it. Leonard Williams, former New York Giant there, is the one who tripped up Daniels. It's a turnover on down. Seattle gets the ball, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Seahawks at their own 40-yard line. ELS is like, well, ELS, you're not going to have any idea who Snarf is. You're not going to have any idea about the Thundercats and Lion-O and Chitara and Panthro. You're going to have no idea about He-Man and Orko and who is it? Power Cat. That was his Power Cat. And Skeletor and Evelyn and Man-at-Arms and Many Faces and all that. She-Ra. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. When I was a kid, I used to beat the shit out of my father's legs with that plastic He-Man sword. That's funny. That's a pretty good one. Lloyd's, King, he doesn't know about... Oh, and it's so good. Conan, what is best in life? Defeat your enemy, see him driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. Crush, it's crush, not defeat, crush. Crush your enemy, see him driven before you, hear the lamentations of the women. Question 14, NFL offenses for 500, Alex. Quarterback, Oklahoma. Running back, ? Wide receiver, ? Wide receiver 2, Penn State. Tight end, Washington. What is that even supposed to mean? Isn't that we're supposed to know where the running back and like that's the point of how we know who's who? Why are they question marks? I'm going to imagine Oklahoma quarterback, so I'm going to say Baker Mayfield, but yeah. Conan isn't a show, it's a movie, and it's a great movie. Oh, and Darnold shovels it off to Charbonnet right before he gets sacked. There's a flag. What is this going to be? Holding on to defense, but declined because the pass was so good from Darnold. I'm surprised we didn't hear Collinsworth say something about that being Mahomesian because, let's be honest, that was a very Mahomesian play. For me, I'm going to take up the Collinsworth spot here and be like, man, that's a play you only see from Patrick Mahomes kind of making there. Sam Darnold really channeling his inner Mahomes and getting at the Charbonnet. Jimbo, don't you dare say that's an okay movie. Conan is fantastic, as are all the Lord of the Rings, but it has to be the extended editions. Lord of the Rings regular, fine. It has to be the Lord of the Rings extended editions. Has to be. You don't think he knows about second breakfast, Lair Lloyd? 11sies? Afternoon tea? Dinner? Supper? What rookie quarterback holds the record for most all-purpose yards in his first NFL start? Darnold throws complete on 2nd and 8. Good for about 4 yards. 3rd and 4 upcoming here for Seattle. Jimbo says, Lord of the Rings, barf. Don't. ELS does know Lord of the Rings. I was going to say ELS strikes me as somebody who has ventured through Middle. Now, here's the question for all you guys out there: has anybody in the chat read the Silmarillion? Anybody? Going over the middle, caught, and that's a first down for Jackson Smith-Njigba, and the Seattle Seahawks keep moving the ball, moving the chains. First down and 10 from the 18. I think it might be a little earlier than Lamar, to tell you the truth on that one. It feels like maybe an earlier running quarterback. I'll say Vic, just because it seems like he was that first one, and I think from then people started putting the spies and doing everything. I'm gonna say, hey, Lloyd's read it. All right. There we go. Somebody else who's read the Silmarillion. Reading the Silmarillion is like reading the Bible. It really is. It's a slog to get through. Exactly. Yeah, Lloyd will tell you. He's got you. It's a slog to get through, but it's a good read. It's a good, if you're a nerd enough, it's a good read. Melkor, cursed as Morgoth by the Sindarin elves. By the way, 1st and goal now after that play down at the Washington 3. And the Redskins are going to take a timeout here. 2:30. Oh, actually, wait, is there a flag? What's going on? Washington takes a timeout. Why was there a flag thrown? I didn't see a flag on the field. They just did a flag graphic. I don't know why. So that's a mistake on NBC's part. You can say, listen, you can say Redskins. You can say Redskins. You probably got told by Denver and NBC, don't you dare say Redskins. Just say Super Bowl era from when they won in 82 and in 90 and in 70, whatever. Like, don't you say it. It's like, come on, man. No, that's it. Gandalf's a Maiar, but when he got sent to Middle Earth, like Eru Iluvatar basically took a lot of his memory of being a Maiar and also kind of nerfed his powers. Because that's the thing. When you think about it, Sauron himself is a Maiar. He's not a Valar like Melkor or any other ones. He was a Maiar. Same as Gandalf, same as the Balrog. Balrog is a Maiar as well. But Eru, when he sent him and Saruman and Radagast and the Blue Wizards to Middle Earth, he kind of did a memory wipe and kind of nerfed their power. So he's a Maiar, but he doesn't quite know he's a Maiar. He does, but he kind of doesn't. And he doesn't have all the powers that he would have if he was a full-on Maiar. It's a real thing. Cam Newton was the answer. I knew it was somewhere a little bit older, like 10, 15 years ago. More than that. So, yeah. Yeah, the Balrogs, because they joined with Melkor. 2nd and goal. Seattle, and that's Ken Walker. He's going to spin his way down to the 1. 3rd and goal coming up here for Seattle. That's the problem. Because Saruman always was, apparently he was always had a little bit of that jealous streak for Gandalf. Which is weird. I don't know why. Maybe because Gandalf was smoking on that pipe weed. Got that South farting old Toby. So, quarterback sneak. but not with the quarterback, with the tight end. Direct snap to him, and that's a touchdown for the Seahawks. A.J. Barner with the touchdown. And that makes it 37-7. It is a 30-point lead again. As we hear Seahawks chants happening there at Northwest Field. A lot of Seattle fans took the trip all across the country. And the extra point is up and good. 38-7. Seahawks lead. Yes, Sauron, he was able to shapeshift into many different things, but it was during the fall of Numenor when he had corrupted the Numenorians into the black Numenorians, not due to color, because they were evil, that's why. And then Eru Iluvatar sank Numenor into the sea. It was after that he could no longer take his fairer form after that, because his body died, but his spirit flew all the way back to Mordor. But after that, he was no longer able to take his fairer-looking form of Anatar, the gift giver, and instead was stuck as just Sauron, the Dark Lord, in his dark armor, which, I mean, looks a lot cooler, but... ELS in the chat says, at this stage, I think King, Lloyd, and Crafty need to do a class and educate me about these old shows, movies, books. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe we'll do a Discord sit together or something. Or maybe we'll do a stream. One of these, I do want to put together like one of these Q&A streams for like a Friday or something, where we just take random questions from people, from watchers, from listeners, whoever, about football, maybe just about other shit like this, and we could do that. Jimbo says, wait. ELS, why am I excluded? I have good taste. Because we're having a whole in-depth discussion here about Lord of the Rings, and you have no idea what we're talking about, Jimbo. He does have a physical body. And in the books, he has a physical body as well during that in the last war. I was thinking of the last alliance of elves and men. That was the Second Age war, where Isildur cut the ring off. But he does have a physical body, and he's weak because he doesn't have the ring. That's why he's always looking for it. That's why he sends his minions to get it, because once he can get it, then he'll be back to his full self, because he poured himself into the One Ring. He poured in his malice, his cruelty, and his will to dominate all life. Jimbo says, exactly, King. This channel isn't about D&D. This is not D&D. Stop it. Don't make me start talking about Warhammer. The Emperor protects. Don't make me start going Warhammer on your ass. Question 15. True or false? The Redskins have never failed to sell out a home game since 1958. That's a false. They had empty stadiums for like the last 15 years. Now, whether or not I think they sold them out or not, again, they started taking down some of the upper deck seats. I think they said at first because of structural integrity, but I think also because they couldn't fucking fill them. That's a definite false. Here's the thing. I don't play Warhammer, but I am super deep on the lore. I love the lore of Warhammer. So I watch a lot of like documentaries. I read a lot of it. You got I'm a big fan of the Necrons. And Tarzan. I love Tarzan because he's a history focused cyborg robot, and just kind of steals everything. I don't know why. I like him. I like the Necrons. 38-7. Redskins get a first down. They're all the way at the Seattle 46 right now. First and 10. 1:35 and 34-33 counting here in the third quarter. As this game is a game. Blood for the blood god. Skull for the skull throne. Flag on the play. They say no foul. Doesn't matter. You threw the flag. It counts. 15 flags thrown in the game. You made it stop. And watch your fat asses talk in the middle of the field. ELS says, did I hear The Hobbit by chance? Because I'm reading The Hobbit book. Yeah, The Hobbit. That's the first book that came out. Lord of the Rings came out after The Hobbit. Because Tolkien's publishers were like, see if you can get something else. Because that Hobbit sold really well. See if you can do something like that. So he then just decided to create an entire mythos starting around that book. And everything around it, created his own language, created the whole history, then started writing all the other stuff, and did so much back research, because again, he was a professor of linguistics, so he was able to create his own, all the languages, like the Sindarin, he created the Quenya and Sindarin elf language, which, not only did he create an elf language, he created 2 different dialects of the elf language, plus the dwarven language, plus, it's incredible when you see all the work that J.R.R. Tolkien put into that, and also how much the people at Amazon have completely shit on everything that he's done with the Rings of Power TV show. But Sauron's only known as the Necromancer in The Hobbit. That's right, because again, he didn't know, but he kind of he did a retro, like the old retrofit there of the story, and had it be like, well, they didn't know he was Sauron either. They just knew him as colloquially as the Necromancer, and then they found out, oh, the Necromancer is Sauron. Oh my God, that's what I was going to say. He started all of this kind of stuff back then, and you see a lot of the World War I influence in the story, which is why, like, a lot of people tried to say, like, the orcs, like, certain people try to say now, like, the orcs are racist, and that's how they, he portrays them as these people. It's like, the orcs were representative of the Germans. The orcs were the representatives of, like, that industrialized, cold, metallic, warlike people, and feared that he dealt with in World War I in the trenches, along with C.S. Lewis. Writer of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Is one of his best friends from. Why not? Jimbo? That movie is kind of a cult classic now. Like I can watch that movie and be okay with it. That Dolph Lundgren movie is not as bad as I think people. It's not as bad as people once remember. Like you can enjoy it for the camp and the goofiness now, I think. By the way, fourth quarter, get the 4s up. We're sitting here talking about Warhammer, Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien. We're talking about it. We're talking about everything. We are talking about everything here, because this game is 38-7. It really sucks. I even forgot to move the possession arrow over to the Redskins, but it is their ball. It is 4th and 14 at the 50 as it stands right now. One of my favorite movies. I got to watch it before the season really passes me by. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Got to watch that one. One of the best. One of my favorite cheesy movies of all time. No, we know that because again, the tale of Baron and Luthien is based off of him and his wife, and that's, I believe, on her tombstone is the the tale of Baron and Luthien is on her stone. Like, yeah. So that's it. You want to think you give your girl flowers or you give your girl something. This guy wrote an entire epic about the undying love between Baron and Luthien as a placeholder for him and his wife. That's setting the bar high there, JRR. You know what I'm saying? Jimbo said, miss my yearly crow watch on Halloween Eve. I get it. I understand that. But you can also, I mean, well, once everything kind of settles down there, Jimbo, always give it a watch. You know, that's what I mean. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Question 16, what sports was invented in Michigan? In multiple sports or only one? I don't know. Like, are we talking about, like, of the four major sports? Well, it wasn't football. That was invented in New Jersey in 1869, Rutgers versus Princeton. Wasn't baseball, because that was in Hoboken, New Jersey. It wasn't hockey. That was in, well, I mean, the history goes back a while, but first real hockey you can kind of point back to the modern game would be in Montreal at the Victoria Ice Rink. And that leaves basketball, but I believe that was Naismith, a Canadian, but he invented it at the YMCA. I believe it was in Kansas. I believe. So I don't know. Of the four major sports, is it? Give us a ELS. Is it one of the four major sports? Like modern American football, baseball, basketball, or hockey? Because I just kind of ran through it, and I don't think it's any one of those. But is the answer one of the four major sports, or is it some fringe sport that we don't know? Hint, 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 hint. I'm using a lifeline. We're going old school. We're going Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I want to mix in Jeopardy and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I want a lifeline. I want a hint. ELS says no, not one of the four major sports. Not one of the four major sports. I don't know. Would it be arena? Knowing you, ELS, that could be arena football. I'll say arena football. Although arena football to me is kind of an offshoot of American football, but I think maybe it'll be distinct enough. So I'll say arena football. Maybe that's where it was. I don't know. Lloyd says maybe pickleball. Says this sport is during winter. Charbonnet on 1st and 10. After the punt from the Seattle 13, he gets 4 yards. 2nd and 6 upcoming as we start the fourth quarter, and a very boring game. As we're just kind of going over some stuff like that. Let's see. Winter sport. I mean, arena football technically is a winter sport, isn't it? It was. It used to be. It's not like anything with the skis and ski jumping came from like either Switzerland or Norway. So the polar bear plunge. I thought that started out in Coney Island in New York. ELS says snowboarding in Michigan. Michigan doesn't have any mountains. How does Michigan invent snowboarding when there's no mountains? Michigan's flat. The glaciers fucking shaved that fucker down. That thing is flat as flat as flat. Third and 4 upcoming here for the Seahawks. They got to get to the 24-yard line. That's a confusing one. I would have said something like a Mountain State, yeah. Ken Walker needed to get 4 yards. Only got 2. 4th and 2 coming up for Seattle. And they'll punt the ball probably. Lloyd says, we have mountains. Do you? I didn't know that. I honestly thought Michigan was pretty flat due to the glaciation there. The glaciers coming down and just scraping everything fucking flat. Snowboarding's modern form was invented in Muskegon in 1965. Mount Avon exists. Well, Mount Avon. Interesting. Mount Arvon, highest natural point in Michigan, located in Baraga County. It is 1,979 feet tall and is known for its views of Lake Superior and the surrounding Huron Mountains. Huron Mountains? Wow, learn something new every day. I thought I was pretty good at geography. Reaching the summit requires driving on logging roads to a point near the top, then hiking the rest of the way. Oh, look at that. That's a nice little old mountain you got there. Who knew? Look at that. Michigan having their own mountains. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know Michigan had anything more than like rolling hills. So again, almost 2,000 feet's not a big mountain, but I guess it's enough. There's like isn't there like an official limit to what makes a hill into a mountain? I think didn't they make a movie about that, like the Englishman who went up a hill and came down a mountain? Oh, Lloyd said, yeah, the mountains aren't anything of note, but you do have mountains. That's like England having beaches. Yeah, they have them, but who the fuck wants to go to them? Eli says, King, do you want a really hard question? I don't know. I've struggled with the easy ones. So, sure, throw a hard one out there. Lloyd says, yeah, it's near the Keweenaw Peninsula. Am I saying that right, Keweenaw? Because I never know. You guys say Mackinac when it's spelled Mackinac, so I don't know. Keweenaw could actually be like Kasanawa, and I have no idea because you guys, you Michiganders, and the way you decide to pronounce all those native names, I have no idea. Question 17, the Upper Peninsula League was a minor league baseball league that played in the 1890 and 1891 seasons. Name one of the 6 teams in the league. The Mackinac Muggers. No idea. That's a hell of a question for somebody who's... I bet you there's people in... Youpers probably don't know the answer to that question. Oh, did I got the pronunciation right? All right. Woo! Bill Krosky Merritt with the carry there on 1st and 10 for the Redskins after Seattle punted the ball away. It was 1st and 10 from the 35. That's going to be a 5-yard gain, and now they have it at the 40. Good catch there from the tight end, Master Bates. It gets it down to the 49-yard line. They're going to mark him right down at the 50, I guess, apparently. Either way, it's a 1st down and 10 for the Redskins. Lloyd says, you know, King, I got a movie for you. Escanaba in the Moonlight. I don't know if I ever heard about that. ELS is going to give us the answers to the question of the 6 teams in the Upper Peninsula League who played baseball from 1890 and 1891. That's the Calumet Red Jackets, Hancock, just Hancock, Houghton, Ishpeming, Marquette, the Marquette Undertakers, by the way, and Naughney. Those are the 6 teams. ELS says he knows that movie. Oh, they're quoting in the chat. No, they're quoting in the chat. I see. This is a movie I didn't know about. I'm gonna have to take a look at it now. I can't have ELS know a movie that I don't know about. Taunting on the defense for Seattle. There was 2nd and 9. Oh, he stood over him and flexed. They'll do it every time. They'll do it every time. And so that's 16 flags for the game now. Comedy from 2001. So it's Jeff Daniels. Escanaba in the Moonlight is a 2001 American comedy film written, directed, and starring Jeff Daniels. It is a comedy about hunting and hunting traditions and is set and filmed in the Escanaba, Michigan area. The film uses Upper Peninsula language and slang. The movie is the film adaptation of the play of the same name, which premiered at Daniels Purple Rose Theater in Chelsea, Michigan. That's kind of like that. There was that curling movie that came out. What the hell was that? Was that Men with? I think it was Men with Brooms. Yes, that was starred Molly Parker. I remember that. Men with Brooms, and that was like a curling kind of thing. And I'm big into curling, in case anybody wants to know that. Big curling guy. And that's kind of the same thing. It's kind of based around that local up Canadian language curling culture kind of thing. So yeah, I would imagine that the reason if Jeff put a lot of effort into that, there was a play about it. He had it at his theater, and then he made a movie about it. Jeff is apparently very passionate about being a Youper there, so living there 6 months of the year, says Lloyd, that makes sense. Redskins get a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Redskins now. They mark him down at the 6. Redskins looking to get another touchdown here. Yeah, I figured as much, Lloyd. Yeah, that's and that's cool. I like that. I like those kind of movies that have it's local movie. It's meant for like a niche audience, kind of. But even if you're not part of that niche audience, you can kind of get it. And I like those. That's why I like Men with Brooms. So I bet you I'll watch this. I'll probably like it. He's not a Youper, but he is. I mean, he knows of Youper culture, is what you're saying, and he's lived there apparently now long enough to do that. Yeah, so he's not unaware. He knows Youper culture. He knows the Youper people. That's what I mean. As I have somebody I used to work with in radio. She's a Youper. Comes from I forget where exactly in the peninsula she comes from, but she's there. Daniels going to pull it down here on 2nd and goal, and he's going to get sacked for a loss of 2 yards.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And Daniels is down hurt. Oh, no! Just when you think this night can't get any worse for the Redskins. And there's Dan Quinn, sad face. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Everybody's in need. They're bringing the air cast out immediately. It's just, you're already losing this one. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking now, why was he still in the game? I think everybody's going to ask, why was he in the game? And it's already happened. Yep. Why is he even playing? You are down 31 points. Why was he playing? 31-point game. Why is he in? They are trying to ruin him. Often injured. He's made of glass again. Oh, no. People are calling him RG4. Washington's cooked. Shouldn't even be on the field. Dan Quinn is a dipshit. RG3 2.0. Why the fuck is he still playing? Why is he still in the game? Down 31 points. Why the heck is he still in the game? Why the fuck is he still in the game? Why the fuck is he even in the game? And you kind of saw it like it. You saw a bone kind of pushing against the meat and the skin. Oof. Oof. Lloyd says name's coming back. Name Commanders just got soiled on tonight. I don't know, but the uniforms are Redskins uniforms, so we'll see. Live in Washington, D.C., this comes from ELS. Live in Washington, D.C., the Redskins are dead. Not the name, but the team. Lloyd says it's how they gain trust after this season. Oh, shit. Really, says Jimbo? I mean, I want Philly to win the division, but not this way. Yeah, you're going to win it by default. Yeah. Lloyd says you can't tell me otherwise. Jimbo in the chat says, not saying Dan Quinn is Dayball with decisions, but, man, it's hard to defend him still being in there. Yeah. That's rough. They got the cast out. It looked like that looked bad. It looked bad. He's able to get up and walk. Obviously, it's an arm injury, but it did not look good. They showed it once on NBC, and I think once they saw it, they're not showing it again. Lloyd says the Redskins name comments are growing on Twitter too. Well, we're gonna see what happens. I think it'll be another off season or two. I think it's gonna have to. It'll grow a little bit, but it's not. I don't think we're there yet. But man, I mean, that's so. Just when you think this night couldn't get worse. Yeah, they're not going to yeah, no, they stopped showing it because, yeah, you saw flesh being pushed by bone. Oh, God. Just. He might be out for the year. That's going to be a touchdown for the Redskins, but who gives a shit at this point? Lloyd says Jeff Bridges is his uncle. Could be. I don't know. I'm at no point to dispute anybody's facts or figures of who's family or not. I could say Taylor Swift is my niece at this point. I don't know. Could be. I wish I had a famous relative. I don't. So. Lloyd says the season's over for the commoders. Toilet people. And that's going to be, let me put the score up here because it is 13. I put the touchdown and then took it off. 13, extra point up, 14. There's not a lot to cheer for. There's not a lot of people left in the stands. And the ones that are either Seahawks fans or just absolutely now gutted Redskins fans. Redskins lost a timeout there too. So let me take that off the board for them as well. 38-14, the current score. A 24-point lead the Seahawks have with 7:14 left, and this game just is. Listen, it was a bad game. It was a boring game, and now it's turned into a tragic game. This is just Because of everything, like, listen, say what you want. You want to see the young, talented people play in this game. You want to see Jaden Daniels be at his best, and just they were unable to ever get Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels healthy at the same time. And this is another game where, I mean, if Terry McLaurin is in it, maybe it's a different kind of game, but he's not. And then Jaden Daniels in there, and now third down, as many points as they were, and you still had him in there late in the game, and then he has that terrible arm injury that we just saw, and it's just, yeah. They started leaving at halftime. They started leaving at halftime, and it's emptied out even more. If you just saw on the extra point, the crowd is very sparse. I guess if you have to look at it from a certain point of view, from as positive as we can, it wasn't his throwing arm that got bent in fucking half. Hey, next week, Steelers and Chargers. Maybe it'll be a little bit more entertaining than this game has been, because the Seahawks have put a whooping here on the Redskins in D.C., well, in Landover, Maryland. They'll be in D.C. soon enough, and yeah, you can definitely see there the crowd has thinned out significantly, except for by the Seahawks bench, and it seems like all the Seahawks fans that are still at the game have kind of gone down to the Seahawks side of the field. And the Redskins kick the ball off, and that's going to be taken to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Seahawks will start. Whoo! Boy, this game got real morose real quick. He's in the X-ray room. I got to tell you, I think it's broken. If I got to be honest with you, I think it's broken. By the way, down 31 is trending right now on Twitter. Seattle has, they saw that and they said, we're putting in the backups. Seattle has all their backups in now, second down. Sam Darnold tonight, 21 of 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns with 1 interception. No gain on first down. Gain of 2 for Seattle on this second down. George Holani with the carry. Third and 8 from the 30. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. We're just kind of waiting for the end here. Yeah, I was going to be about a yard short of the first down. They're at their own 37. It's like half a yard, really. Do they go for it and just kind of try to continue running out this game? Do they punt it and say, screw it? And Seattle's just going to punt it away. Everybody's out of the chat. Everybody left. Jimbo's gone. Crafty's gone. ELS is gone. Everybody left. Redskins get it up to the 17-yard line on the kick. And that's where they'll take over. 1st and 10 for the Redskins. 4:40 remaining in the fourth. ELS and King. There is a viral video showing the Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase walking back to the locker room after 47-42 loss to the Bears, screaming, "One fucking stop." Yeah, no, you saw it on. I saw his face on the bench after that play, and he had the look of, "One fucking stop, please." So that doesn't surprise me that that's what happened. All right, Jimbo says he's here. Great to see you, Jimbo. Thank you. I looked into participants in the chat, and it only showed Lloyd. And I was like, oh, Lloyd's here, but everybody else is gone. And I understand this game is. Oh, hey, Irish is here. Hey, Irish. Good. I don't know why the YouTube thing then says like nobody's here. It's weird. It's a weird thing. This YouTube thing. YouTube's a weird place. Good thing I'm a weird person. As we're here with you. Stay tuned. Sports going. Just we're killing time till the end of this game. Yeah, no, it's. I think it was there anyway, and now this game right here is just a microcosm of everything that's kind of wrong with the Bengals. It's like they score over 40 points and still lose. Like, how do you do that? Like, if you score more than 28 points, you should win the game. They scored over 40 and lost, and they've scored over 30. What was it? Over 35 points or 38 points in the last two games and lost, and they're the first team to do that since the Giants in '66. Like. You can't do that. And that division was still available for them to get. But losing games like they did to the Jets, losing games like they did today to the Bears, like that's just bad. And again, that goes to the organization. They did nothing on that defense. They hemmed and hawed with Trey Hendrickson all offseason, but did nothing to fix the defense as well. So, yeah, they finally signed Trey Hendrickson, who didn't do it at any of camp, but you still didn't help any other part of the defense. Pecan throws up the 4 in the chat. I love you, Pecan. Thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on this. This might be the worst game we've covered all year. We've seen a lot. We had some of the Thursday night games maybe have not been great, but this has been boring for 3 quarters. There was a lot of penalties, a lot of slow play, and it was just a bad game. This might be one of the worst games we've ever watched. Rodriguez gets the carry. Where are they going to be? It's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 41 of the Redskins. Irish in the chat says they have a historically bad defense. Like, you'd like to argue and say, probably, no, it can't be that bad. But when you have the games that they've had, like, you can't lose that. And listen, if you lose on a field goal, if the Bears get in the field goal range and it's just like they get a long field goal and they win it, fine. I mean, not fine. You got to be able to stop them. You've scored over 40, but like, it's bad. Like we think the Cowboys have a really, 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 really bad defense, but the Bengals, they've got a bad one. Right now, who would you say is the worst defense right now? Bengals or Cowboys? If you had to choose, what team has the worst defense that you would trust the least to get a stop when you needed it? ELS says, I've had enough of this shit game. See you guys for Monday Night Football. Adios, ELS. Thank you for joining us here. We've hit the 2-minute warning, by the way. They're not even doing commercial breaks here. They just said 2-minute warning. Let's just go. Mariota hands off. Rodriguez gets it down to about the 50. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Jimbo says Bengals have the worst defense, but it's close. Yeah. Irish says if you go by just the statistics alone, never mind the eye test, he says if you look at the numbers, the Bengals have by far the worst defense in the league. And I guess, like, again, in judging things like that, you do have to take those metrics into account. And, I mean, with that in case, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And so we're at 1 minute left to play. This game is just about, thank God, fully over. Second and 6 coming up for Washington. Hand off to Rodriguez again. And that will be the last play of the game. Coaches go to midfield. They shake hands. They say, how you doing? Seattle wins 38-14. This game was over after the first quarter, let's be honest. And then on top of it all, Jaden Daniels, for what all intents and purposes looked like, broke his arm in half while down 31 points in this game. And so it seems like Washington will be without him for at least a significant amount of time, if not the season. We'll see. It was his non-throwing arm, but still. Again, by halfway through the second quarter, yeah, not even, like halfway through the second quarter, Seattle had a 94% chance to win. Then towards the end of the second quarter, went 98%, and then that was it. It was 99% the rest of the game. It was this chart right here shows you how bad this game was. That's a bad game. You want to see a chart to show how a bad game is? That's a bad game. Just is what it is. Jimbo says, thanks to everybody for sticking around. And indeed, thank you, everybody, for sticking around. To Lloyd, to ELS with the trivia. Thank you tonight, ELS. You were everybody for suffering through this game. My God. What a game. What a slog. But we got through it. We talked a little Lord of the Rings, had a little Warhammer, talked about some, hey, I got a new movie to watch. So I can't wait to check that out. Thanks to Lloyd and ELS for pointing that one out for me. I just want to say, yeah, no, that was good. That's good. I'm excited for that. What was the name? Let me see. Let me reopen the tab. What was it? Escanaba in the Moonlight. That was the one. So that's a movie I will be checking out. Thank you again, Lord. Never that Crafty in the chat says swapping out Geno for Darnold has turned out to be one of the best offseason moves this year from Seattle. And Minnesota maybe letting Darnold go, maybe not the best thing to do. Although, again, J.J. McCarthy had a good game today. They beat the Lions in division. Can he stay consistent? Will he have another good game next week? We're going to find out. But, again, there's a lot to unpack, a lot to uncover. And, boy, what is the top 12 going to look like? Because I'll tell you what. Looking at what I had, we had the Colts at number 1 lost. Lions lost. Patriots, they won and won well. Rams, they won. Seattle, boy, did they win big. Buccaneers were on a bye. Packers lost, so they'll be dropping. Bills, they won against the Chiefs. Chiefs, they lost against the Bills. Again, they did stay in it to the end, so I'll give them that. Niners beat the shit out of the Giants. The Broncos barely beat a very bad Texans team, and the Eagles were idle. So we're going to find out what happens. What happens with these things? Again, Cardinals and Cowboys tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Jacoby Brissett starting. I had picked the Cardinals if Jacoby started, and that is indeed what I'm going to do. So, until tomorrow night, where we watch the Cardinals take on the Cowboys live from Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Thanks for sticking around on this one, folks. Have a great night, and see you tomorrow.